Now that I'm fully out of high school, fully, I can finally take YouTube more serious than I ever did before. Well, I still gotta do certain other shit, you know, because shit is life. But hey guys, what's up? This is Ren after graduating. Well, I graduated like on Friday, so like, yeah, like basically like 3 days ago. But I've been partying with my family and stuff like that. But I'm back. And hopefully during this summertime, shit, something big might happen. Who knows? But today we're watching Mysteries of the Internet Volume 1. Now this is the first video of the day. Finally out of high school. Dang, I really did it. But let's get into it. Flashwood and flashing images shown. The following videos contain scenes and upsetting disturbs. Oh, the girl at the door.
It's the
Okay.
22nd of November, 2019.
Awesome. My PC might low-key be a little laggy and stuff because I got new Wi-Fi and I have to connect this new Ethernet because instead of 5G, it's like 6E, so I have to get new Ethernet cable. So it's coming in. It's coming in soon. But well, actually tomorrow. And I also got some new upgrades to my PC so we can play more PC games. But yeah.
A Ring doorbell begins recording as a young girl approaches a home in the Harriet Creek Ranch neighborhood of Texas. It's pitch blackout and the girl is seen all alone, which by itself is strange enough. But it's moments later that the
Yo, real quick though, speaking of which, you know Texas houses all look the fucking same. I don't know why. Style looks the same. Like me being in Texas, like every house, low-key, you don't even know if you're even still in the same place because like half of the time it looks the same. Well, you don't know if you left the place or not because like all Texas houses kind of look the same. Some don't, but hey, it's like it's rare to find some house that doesn't look exactly like a Texas house. So yeah.
this footage becomes truly concerning.
Well, Texas don't have basement because of floods, so it makes sense.
Please.
Oh. First off, I don't know the context. I don't know why she's out late at night. I don't know if she ran away from home because of situations. That's terrifying. Oh my god.
Please help.
She was begging for help, pounding her hand against the door, all the while continuously turning her head around, as if she was expecting someone to come up behind her.
Oh,
footage then
yo, her hair scared the shit out of me. I thought someone came behind her.
Comes to an abrupt
If y'all saw that wave, that scared the hell out of me.
as if she was expecting someone to come up
I thought someone that like her hair swing was someone.
behind her. The footage then comes to an abrupt end,
Oh no. Oh
only
no.
to start again seconds later. But this entire time, no one answers that door. The wait was just too
How are they keeping this creepy ass like? How they getting these creep like in real time? That's like the way she's just like the black screen just starts up and picks up again. That's so creepy.
unbearable for the child as she then took off.
Now in my situation, people probably sleep. They probably don't think of knocking on their doorbell. Well, they have a Ring doorbell for a reason to see who's there. But you never know. Maybe they're still kind of scared that a child's is like there late at night. Because sometimes people do be setting up with kids. So you never know how crazy the world is right now. Because the world is pretty fucking crazy. So I probably wouldn't even open the door like you know situations like that. But like she looks like she actually needs help because she ran away. So hey, you never know. But low-key, I probably went through the back of the door because like. I feel like I'll be more safer.
Yelling incoherently in the street before running out of view of the camera.
Damn.
Frustratingly, this footage was only viewed by the homeowner well after the fact, and reports seem to indicate that this was a property that they rented out rather than lived in, with it being unoccupied on that night. But after seeing the video, the homeowner immediately contacted law enforcement and shared the video online in the hopes that more information would come forward, as it seems that neither they nor the police had any
That is so creepy. How do y'all get this in real time?
idea who this child was, or why she needed help. But since these clips were first shared, these questions have still yet to be answered, at least publicly, as there have been no updates from law enforcement. Along with this, there have been no accounts from neighbors about the incident or any footage from other homes in the neighborhood, perhaps implying that this was her one and only stop of the night. It's like after this footage, this girl dropped off the face of the earth, with this entire situation being a mystery to this day, leaving us with only theories. The first and most popular theory.
Alright, first off though, like You need to tell me that a little girl goes kidnapped or something like that. Well, yeah, that's what I thought for first theory, but like, y'all wouldn't like try to make a deeper dive of where the girl is. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's 2025. Come on now. I know we have better cameras and shit like this to like find people. She had escaped from a kidnapping or an abusive family household. I did say that at the first theory.
Is that this girl
Something could have been going on at home. She ran away.
was an escaped victim of kidnapping, or perhaps an abusive household, and had run to the closest home to ask for help.
Yeah.
We've seen situations like this many times before, with the most popular example at the moment being the case of Ruby Frankie,
Ruby
whose son
Frankie.
escaped their house and ran to their neighbor for help.
Wondering if you could do 2 favors, taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
This certainly falls in line with this girl's
I don't remember that case. Well, probably because I was a jit, but like I was probably like 14, maybe 15. If because if that's the case, well, then I wasn't really into true crime when I was a jit though. I'm gonna be real. I was more into like gaming, like gaming and or like some fun stuff. So yeah, I wasn't really into the true crime stuff yet. Well, I was like when Analog Horror popped back up, like picked back up in my freshman year, because when Analog Horror was like going crazy, I low key yo, isn't that crazy? Speaking of Analog Horror, Analog Horror has been around since like 4 years now, and it's been still trending and still kicking. Like that's crazy, right?
behavior.
Well, it kind of died down a little bit, so yeah. But that what was that one? Walton Files? Yeah, that still scares the shit out of me to this day.
As she was clearly scared about someone or something following her, hence why she kept looking back. And given that there have been no updates to this case, and that seemingly no one else saw her that night, it would indicate that whoever she was running from had recaptured her shortly after. And what makes this theory even more horrifying is that many online users believe that this girl isn't the only person shown in this footage.
That's what I'm saying. I knew I wasn't fucking tripping, because nigga, when she swung back, I'm like, hold on, let's get the hell out of me. I thought it was her hair, but probably was still her hair, but still, like, let's get the hell out of me. Because people do that. Some people do that. Like they'll use a little girl, they'll use a woman asking for help, or they will be like, hey man, I need help, so they can break into your house. So I could understand for many circumstances why that person didn't open the door.
Help, please.
Oh hell no.
As in the background, some can see what appears to be movement behind the bush, and potentially even a figure.
I don't see it. That is so fucking creepy. Like for any, like even for like kid, man, woman, anything, that is so fucking scary.
Please help.
They might be a little delusional. I don't see no movement unless I'm blind as shit, but still. That could just be a bush. I don't know for sure. They could edit it.
And this just so happens to be the direction that this girl is looking in every time she turns back.
She did indeed turn back that way.
Almost like she knew someone was hiding there. Which brings us to our second theory. That this entire thing was a setup. The belief here is that this girl was coerced into going up to a stranger's home to beg for help, so that when this unsuspecting homeowner would open their door, those people who made the girl do this would then rush into the home and rob the person.
First of all, you're too far. You're very far to do a fucking rushing. I'm sorry. You can't just bum rush your door and just expect that nigga don't got a heat on him or nothing.
This could explain why she was looking at that bush so frequently, as that's where this person or these persons would have been hiding, and she was looking to them for guidance, perhaps unprepared for the homeowner not to open their door. Both of these theories are disturbing in their own right, and both—
It could be a bunch of theories, but like I feel like she was genuinely needed help. Or I can't be that naive either, so it's honestly too soon. You could be set up for a robbery or something like that, because you never know. She probably going through something, a family probably needs something, so they probably want to rob houses, or like maybe she's, I don't know, maybe she just wanted to get some money or some shit out of it.
both clearly indicate that this girl is in need of help, regardless of what the situation is. But still, there's been no—
I'm sorry, that's still creepy as hell to me. Like I don't like the way like W fucking camera for making that shit creepy as fucking possible, because like nigga, she comes in like this, the hell,
information as to whatever happened to this child, even despite the public interest. One of the biggest talking points online came from some theory
that look like a fucking alien.
theorizing that this girl might be Serenity Denard, a then 9-year-old girl who had gone missing in February of 2019 from a children's facility in South Dakota. Who looked eerily
What?
similar to the child shown in this video. But in my research, I was able to find a Facebook post from one of Serenity's mothers, who shared that they were in fact aware of the video, and that they had actually contacted law enforcement about it. And in her post, she claims that investigators told her that the girl had been identified at some point, and that she had lived in that neighborhood, with there being no further elaboration as to why she was asking for help.
Wow.
This is quite literally one of the only updates I was able to find, but unfortunately, it was one that I wasn't able to confirm, and it also fails to explain what exactly happened to this girl, leaving this footage and this entire scenario as one of the many mysteries of the
I don't
internet.
like that shit at all. I'm sorry, that shit is so creepy to me. I don't like that shit. Oh.
It started with a police chase.
Is it me or is he getting a little bit more creepier than before? He wasn't this creepy before.
An officer parked alongside a highway in North Amsterdam had witnessed a black Mercedes speeding down the road and was now desperately trying to keep up with it. But the effort was to no avail, as the Mercedes would soon disappear from the officer's view. And when it would come back into view minutes later, it wasn't moving. It was instead left abandoned on the side of the road,
Oh,
the driver's
shit.
side door hanging wide open, and the driver himself being nowhere to be seen, leaving that officer alone with the suspect's car, but no suspect. However, the vehicle hadn't been left entirely empty, as in the driver's rush to flee the scene, he had accidentally
Left his
cell
phone.
and so the contents of this phone would be searched,
Damn.
which quickly led to the discovery of this driver's identity. But for investigators, there was a far more pressing finding on that device. A finding in
Wait,
the
how
form
old
of
is
a
this?
minute-long video stored
That's
on
like
man's
a
camera roll
iPhone
that indicated that
5,
this driver may have
4.
been involved in a crime far worse than just speeding.
Was it a hit and run? Was he kidnapping people?
The footage was taken inside a different vehicle and showed an unseen driver holding up his cell phone alongside another man in the passenger seat. The camera was focused on a car in front of them, with both men seeming intent on catching up with it, as in the moments before this recording started, something had happened between them, which the men inside this car felt
Oh
they
my
had to
God.
get revenge for.
So the video automatically had these niggas' voices demonic like that shit? What the fuck? They just like talking like that? Or is it just to censor their video, their voice so they don't get like leaked out to the internet? These men before it's just committed an act of brutality.
They referred to this unseen incident as an act of brutality by a group of men in this other vehicle.
Oh.
And by the looks of it, it's likely that this car had simply cut them off, as there was a freshly closed lane in the stretch of road at the time, which created an unexpected merge. And this is most likely what this group inside this separate car thought too, as they were showing no signs of road rage, and were instead just casually driving with the flow of traffic.
Oh.
However, it's clear that the men behind the camera felt differently, as in their minds, what this other driver had done to them was so awful that it was worthy of only one punishment.
Killing them? Are you serious? See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Always make sure, like, when you're driving, even though I don't like still, even when y'all always drive, bro, make sure that you check your surroundings, because niggas road rage OD, especially in certain places. Like, them niggas road rage OD for no reason. So, like, be careful for your surroundings, of course. Make sure you also number one thing, it's not you, it's them. I know y'all heard that like 1,000 times, but still, I'm gonna be real. Like, it's not you, it's just them. Like you know how to drive. It's just the dumbasses around you that don't know how to drive. But hey, yeah. It's never that deep, bro. I promise you, it's not. This nigga's going to the glove department to get the gun. I want to.
And so, this duo inched their vehicle closer and closer to this anonymous car, while
Wait, that
continuing
kind
their
of
ramp.
looks like. I don't know where that might not be the same. That looks like Houston a little bit. I don't know. Probably Atlanta.
Rambling about this act of brutality, and when they finally positioned themselves next to the vehicle,
So it was a drop. What do you do in that situation? Like, honestly, like you just trying to drive. a nigga just up something up you for what reason whatsoever. You probably don't have, you probably have a wife and kid in there. You never know. You just probably just him maybe, but like it's never that serious, bro. It's never this serious. And I hope.
The man in the
But why would y'all record it too? And y'all just wanted to like relapse of why y'all did it, or like
passenger seat brandished a pistol and pointed it directly at the driver of this vehicle. The footage from here is incredibly shaky, and the window had been rolled down, causing the audio to peak and become distorted and indecipherable.
Of course. Did he shoot it? Or did he warn him?
Because of this, it's hard to say for sure what happens next.
I don't think he shot him.
That the man holding the gun attempts to fire the weapon before pulling it back into the car, cocking the revolver once more, and firing again.
Oh, he did do it. He did it. He did it. I didn't know. I thought.
To which both men erupt with laughter and begin celebrating before the recording stops. Based on the footage, it's unclear what happened to the driver of this vehicle or the other occupants.
But why,
finding
though?
this information became priority 1 for law enforcement. In their research, they determined that this video was shot on May 12, 2014, at around 9:40 p.m., 1 full month before they had stumbled upon it, and it had been taken on the A1 highway near entrance 2101. And yet, when they checked their files to match this information with any of their cases, they realized that there was no record of this incident.
Are you serious?
This crime had never so much as been reported, despite it seeming to depict a shooting in the middle of a busy highway. To make matters more confusing,
I don't know if, well, it's blurred. Maybe he blurred it himself or the video was already blurred, but like, I don't know if he shot or not because I couldn't hear it, so. Well, he did say it was fucked up, so he like you couldn't hear it regardless, but still.
The men who took this video and carried out the actual attack, and yet neither of them claimed to know what happened to the people that they shot at, and both refused to elaborate any further, leaving investigators in a strange position. They had undeniable proof of a crime, one that at the very least was attempted murder, and they also had
attempted murder.
They just didn't have any victims.
So that means
they
that
studied the footage even
he's
more,
still alive.
which is when they made a disturbing revelation about these victims. Throughout the video, the perpetrators refer to the people within this car as a group of men. And while the footage we have today has the occupants' faces blurred, they were able to conclude that the driver was in fact a man. However, they discovered that the passenger next to him is clearly a woman wearing a head.
See, this is what I'm saying. Niggas be road raging, don't know who else is in the car. Like, think about that. Just think about that. You just these niggas just ruined their life. Well, they probably was already assholes to begin with. The way they sound, they kind of sound like fucking dickheads. But like, still, you just ruin your life for what? For what?
Headscarf.
Well, his life's right now ruined because it's been 2014. And you don't even know how long this footage was gone for. It's probably 2018 right now. They probably had no care in the world. Or maybe he got it off of Twitter because Twitter has some weird shit too.
Shocking of all, in the backseat was what appeared to be a child, meaning that
I said that it could have been a child in there. It could have been a child and a wife. What the fuck?
Been shooting at what, in all likelihood, was a family.
Fucking idiots.
Police released this video to the public later that year under the name Amsterdam Sheet Incident Ringway A10, or Amsterdam Shooting Incident on Ring Road A10, where they revealed this footage but disguised the voices and faces of the perpetrators for unknown reasons. And in releasing this, they asked the public to come forward with any information that could help identify this family. They asked for witnesses on the scene, car repair shops that may have fixed a car with bullet holes, any hospitals that had shooting victims on or around that day, and most importantly, they asked for the family inside this car to come forward, as without their testimony, convicting these men was nearly impossible, as it wasn't fully clear what crime they'd even committed. That was 11 years ago.
11?
And to this day, no one has come forward, leaving us with only theories. The first theory is that the people shot at in this footage may have been undocumented immigrants, or perhaps one of them had a warrant out for their arrest, meaning that if they were to report this crime, or if they were to have gone to the hospital with a bullet wound, then police would have certainly got involved, and in turn they would have gotten in trouble as well, essentially forcing them to stay quiet as saying anything would put their freedom in jeopardy. Another theory is that the shots may have simply missed the vehicle, and the driver decided not to report it, with some believing that this whole
shit, nigga, I'm still reporting that shit. You got me fucked up. Nigga, you just shot at my family, what the fuck?
whole situation was no big deal. But to me, this doesn't seem like something that would be so easily brushed off, especially because a child is involved. Though it is possible that perhaps this family was afraid to report the crime, as they clearly knew how dangerous these men were, and feared that reporting this crime would only further put a target on their backs. And finally, there's the theory that this weapon never fired at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It didn't look like it shot. Because, like,
major...
when he did it, it didn't look like it shot at all. All it was is just, I don't know, like him waving the gun. But I don't know. Because, like, he did reload it when he tried to cock it back when he tried to do that. I think he was toying with them, though, like, trying to scare him.
Factor, as it's extremely difficult
that's why I was saying why he was laughing, because he was trolling him.
As the gun was literally outside of the vehicle when it was seemingly being fired.
Yeah.
But it is worth noting that investigators working the case seemed confident that the weapon fired at least once, and I also personally hear a distinct popping sound at the end.
I don't think he shot.
But it's hard to say for sure. And it also is possible that this group was using blanks, with this all being an attempt to trick the other driver into thinking that he was in danger.
Yeah, trying to scare him.
With these theories, we still have no idea the fate that befell this family, and it's clear that they have no desire to come forward, for reasons we just don't know.
Probably too scared to speak out because he thinks that they're going to come after them.
Which leaves the Amsterdam shooting video, an internet mystery that may never be solved.
Damn. Oh, okay. We getting more scary and more personal, I guess, or something like that. I was 2 seconds away turning on that goddamn light because you got me fucked up.
And I need help, please.
What? Wait, what were you talking about? I need help, please. Oh wow, urgent. I need help, please. We are forming the BSA West Zone. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh.
Her name is Emma Rosario Kalk, who's been missing since Friday, June 12th. If you saw
I don't
her,
like how your face is blowing up.
Appreciated. This post was made to the subreddit r/Argentina on June 16th, 2020 by a user named u/NaramNaram, who asked for the public's help in finding a missing woman named Emma Kalk. And in the comments, he would offer more context, saying, "She went out to buy something and never came back. She was last seen here in the neighborhood. Sanchez and Pavan is the area where she went to buy something. She was dressed in the clothes that she's seen in the photo. She was carrying her wallet with her ID and a cell phone."
Are you serious?
Quickly, the post was inundated with concerned citizens wanting to help in the matter, with the gravity of the situation being made even greater, as earlier that day, Naram had made a similar post, which revealed that Emma Kalk was actually his mother. This revelation only made the post more important,
and more
as people
sad.
left comments offering support and encouragement, with many even providing advice on how he could potentially track her down, to which Naram seemed genuinely grateful. Across the entire internet, this seems to be the first post ever made on Emma's disappearance.
Oh my God.
But it would be far from the last, as people spread this information far and wide almost immediately after Naram's post, which was also followed by several local news reports, which proved that Emma was in fact a real person and was in fact missing, with these articles mentioning something that her son had not, that she was feared to have been taken.
Taken?
The only thing we know for sure is that she went into her house, left her bike, and for some reason went out but did not come back in. Apparently, she did not leave on purpose, and that is what worries us the most.
What?
Things were clearly very concerning, and the tension of the situation only increased as a day passed. And then too, with Naram vowing to keep everyone updated on the status of the search.
He never did?
And sure enough, right after this update, Naram's missing mother would finally be found.
Hey, let me see what that
right
said.
After this.
Okay, good morning everyone, and thank you for helping me spread the word about what happened. I was able to log into my Google and Facebook accounts, and together with the police, we were able to make several occurrences. I was at the right end, summoning many people to testify. Over the last few hours, we've been searching all the hospitals in the restaurant area, covering everything with paperwork, and we've searched all security cameras in the house in the area to see if we can find her. So far, there's no news of my mom, but we were able to discover that she had another job, and we're trying to contact her employer to see if they have any news. Thank you all very much for your support, and I'll be keeping you updated for what happens every day.
Okay, so off the bat, not everyone's gonna know that their parents are probably working. Working a second job because they don't want their kids to worry or anything like that. They're thinking they have to get a job or something like that. But you were, I'm not saying anyone, because he's probably a kid, because like you never know what's going on with your parents, and you until they tell you, or like when you find out yourself. Unless she was like, you know, like going out frequently at nighttime, I feel like it should have kicked in. Like, what's going on? Let's see. But hey, that's what I'm getting at.
This update, Naram's missing mother would finally be found.
Alive.
The worst
right?
news, Emma Rosario Kolk was murdered. She had been missing since June 12th. Her son killed her with stab wounds.
What? My eyes are watering, bro. Bro, my eyes are watering. This is crazy. Oh my god, that is so sad. Bro. Plot twist of the fucking same, and you're trying to help find the killer too on fucking Reddit or some other bullshit. You say, oh, we will find we will find what happened to my mom soon. I don't know what happened, but we're gonna find, but we need to find out what happened, and you're just playing the victim. Meanwhile, you were the one that killed the victim. Oh god damn. Damn. That's a crazy ass fucking plot twist. Why do people do that though? I don't understand. Like, why do people want to hurt their family? This like sometimes I understand. Sometimes they like people in an abusive household or something like that. But like, if it's just out of pure hatred for no reason, I don't understand that shit. Honestly, damn. But also, I also knew that there was no way that like he would not know that his mom is working or something like this at his age too. Like, if she's out all about like another job or something like that, I'm pretty sure you would know that she has a job. Like, what the fuck? Okay, the worst news. Emma Rosado Quirky, I'm sorry if I butchered that name, was murdered. She has been missing since 6/12, so June 12th, and so moron. Her son killed her and stab wounds that buried her in the backyard of their house. He has been arrested. R.I.P. Emma. Yeah, that nigga deserves to hell, and like, yeah, but like once again, like how the fuck do you not? Damn.
And then buried her in the backyard of his house. He was arrested. Rest in peace, Emma.
You sick
Emma Kolk
bastard.
had been found dead, murdered, and buried in her own backyard.
Well, I'm gonna keep the video rolling, and if I hear something crazy, I'm just gonna be like, "What?" I'll scream out loud. But I'm about to get some water real quick.
Perpetrator allegedly being her own son, Daniel Kolk, who had confessed to stabbing her once in the chest and then twice in the head before.
So this looks like this happened in quarantine because he has a mask, and the police officer also has a mask. So this definitely happened when Corona was around,
burying her body in the backyard,
or maybe another pandemic. I could be wrong.
With a motive never being given. The ending to Emma's search was disturbing, but perhaps the most shocking part was the revelation that she was killed by her own son, 20-year-old Daniel.
Yeah, that's 21. You didn't tell me that you hated your mom for 21 years, all because like what, she didn't give you no money or something else happened. He looks like he don't regret it either. Like, look at his eyes. You can tell in his eyes, bro. That nigga does not care.
Kolk, which immediately called into question Naram's Reddit post, as he had claimed to be Emma's son, leading many to wonder, was Naram the killer? And so, desperate for clarification, someone commented, "By any chance, are you 20 years old?" To which Naram actually responded, writing simply,
25.
Before eventually leaving the following explanation. Apparently, it was my brother. That's what the police said when they declared the crime. This would mean that when Naram had been making these pleas to find his mother, in reality, not only was she already dead, but she had been killed by his own brother and buried in their backyard. It's one of the most chilling things I've ever.
Imagine you wondering, and you talking to your brother about who did this to our mother, and then after that, it turns out it's your brother. How would you feel in that situation? Like, that would be insane.
Come across on Reddit, but the intrigue of this case doesn't exactly end here, as there was something about Naram's story that wasn't quite adding up.
Was it a planned
Just
kill?
days before the disappearance of his mother, he had left a comment on an unrelated post saying, "When I was 8 years old, I wanted to ride a bicycle without hands, according to me because it was easy.
I hear whispers in my fucking, like, my headphones. I don't know if he added that or I'm probably tripping because I'm scared.
on the street, dirt, and I let go of the handlebars.
No, I'm
Here I
definitely
am
hearing
at
whispers in my
19 years
headphones.
old,
But
with the
why?
handlebars marked on my abdomen."
Wait. I did not listen to what he was saying because I was too worried about the fucking whispers in my ear.
And here I am at 19 years old, with the handlebars marked on my abdomen.
Wow, what, wait, I let go of handlebars and here I am at 19 years old, handlebars marked on my abdomen. Was he abused?
In his own words, Naram wasn't 25, but instead 19 years old,
19.
and potentially 20 years old by the time his mother was found, which put him at the exact age range as Daniel Kolk. This prompted a wave of speculation and confusion and spawned the enduring mystery: who exactly is Naram? While making things even stranger, digging deeper into his posting history, you can find another comment where he claims to have been working the same job for 6 years, which
Hello, people. I've been working with 5 people for 6 years now. Our boss retired and a new boss came today. His first day, this guy was worse than scum there was ever. We planned to make him leave to other branch. As the guy is new to this, he doesn't know anything about this place. Well, about the place. He doesn't know the work that needs to be done, and he doesn't know how to handle himself. We were planning to take the machines out for service and mechanics so I can easily get my hands on it, and when it converts, get it working again, and so on. Any advice or suggestions of what we can do to drive him crazy? That's insane, but okay. Also, the reason why I worded it out because I like reading it out, even though they like want to make it short. I just like, I've the extra 2 cents in because like it's a reaction video. I feel like I had to put more entertainment to a reaction video. So yeah.
seemed to contradict the idea of him being 20, thus prompting even more confusion, which eventually caught Naram's attention, who responded by stating,
I don't like
"I
how I'm
didn't
seeing
write
his
that.
eye.
It must have been my brother. I don't use this social network. I only used it twice for a work issue, and now because my mother disappeared. This account is not mine."
Okay, this is confusing the shit out of me. So y'all use the same accounts. So what I'm hearing is he has your account information and y'all use the same accounts. Okay.
This recounting of events made Naram's initial story
This is
even
really
more
creepy.
twisted, as if this was true, then not only was it his own brother that killed the mother he was looking for, but he was literally using that same brother's account. And again, this gets stranger. Around the same time, Naram would thank the internet for its help on the case, and then proceed to
And
swiftly
delete.
disappear, leaving the account untouched for over 2 years. But this silence would be broken in 2022 when they suddenly returned, with their posts being slightly unhinged, gloating about their internet status, and bizarrely lashing out at random.
I'm worried that you're such an idiot and that instead of asking, you accept everything Doss says. A poor wrench lies to get views. But I'm more worried that you think I appeared after a year when what you said was more than 2 years ago. So not even your notion of time is right. And what absolutely worries me is that I'm going to be your stepfather on top of that. What the fuck are we talking about
Random
now?
users who questioned him on his past and present motives, and in these ramblings he would drop the bombshell that he wasn't actually Emma's son.
Also, that if you look at the back, you can tell that his mom, that's the mom smiling. If I didn't peep that, that's creepy as shit. But hey,
He now claimed to be Daniel's best friend, writing that he allowed Daniel to make the post on his account to spread the news about his mother's disappearance, which he was completely unaware that Daniel himself had caused. This was the last real update in this case, and it only
Okay.
threw more fuel on the fire of this mystery, with people wondering what version of events, if any, were true. When I hear about this case today, many seem to believe that the entire time Naram was actually Daniel Kolk, and he had made this post to make it seem like he was searching for his mother, and perhaps to even use any given advice.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, be like, well, he kind of didn't have to egg that on because we already knew this. Because let's be real, like, we already knew that it was weird as shit. Because why is he trying to help find his people? Meanwhile, he killed his people. So like, that's still crazy to me. Like, what the fuck? No hate, and I don't care how much me and my parents argue, fight, or something like that. I will never like think of heinous acts like that unless it's like some crazy shit, like, you know, once again they're abusing me every day and some other shit like that. I could not, like, that's valid if like if a kid is going through that and they have no other choice or some shit. Well, they can run away too, but still,
to help conceal what he did. As remember, many
that's so crazy shit to me though.
were offering suggestions on how to find her, which Daniel in turn could have used to essentially do the exact opposite, to help make sure that she was never found. This is tricky because the account posted briefly after Daniel was supposedly arrested.
Wait, what are they using? Are they using Reddit or what app are they using? Comment down below. I don't know because I don't use Reddit, but still. But it looks like the Reddit person, if I'm not mistaken.
However, the status of this case is entirely unknown to this day, as there have been no updates as to whether or not Daniel was actually charged, with some choosing to believe that this was him the entire time, and perhaps he was even held in prison for a few years before being released, thus explaining his 2-year absence.
Yeah, I think laws in countries are different. Like different countries is also different too. He probably could like got a murder charge, probably sentenced to like 3 or 4 years.
Another theory is that Naram was initially telling the truth, and that he was Daniel's brother, and that he was simply using the account to spread word of his mother's disappearance, before eventually abandoning it. And perhaps the most recent posting on this account was because it may have been hacked, which would explain the massive tone shift. Or maybe it's the most recent version of events that's the right one.
Daniel's
this
best
is
friend.
actually Daniel's best friend. But why initially lie? And how do you explain the apparent inconsistencies in his age that are found throughout his posts? This entire internet mystery is one of the messiest I've ever.
I don't know for sure if he made it recorded and he made it like blurry like this, but this is creepy as hell. You did your work, Nick Crowley.
Come across.
Nick Crowley.
And nothing seems to make any sense, with the most inexplicable part being the very real murder at its core. A mother who was killed by her own son for no apparent reason.
No reason.
And given the lack of updates, it's hard to know if justice was ever served.
But did someone say they're gonna give you extra money or something if they do this? This is gonna be creepy. I feel I have chills on my back already.
It took several months for Angeline Pete's family to report her as missing. She had a long history of leaving home for extended periods of time, running off to join the circus and hitchhiking rides all across the Vancouver area, before eventually.
You gotta stop that. You gotta stop hitchhiking, because this day and age, niggas are weird. It's scary. Is like they can drug you in the car now. Like, you know, they can like dead ass like put stuff in the car, and they can put a mask on, gas mask, and like that shit is crazy. I thought that shit was in movies. Turns out they made it in real life, but. Be aware of y'all surroundings. I'm being serious.
Actually returning home to her normal life, but this time it felt different.
Yeah.
None of her friends or family had heard from her since May of 2011, and it was now nearing the end of summer. This was especially odd considering that Angeline was known to be constantly texting, as well as updating her Facebook profile, with that profile now sitting completely dormant. But within that page filled with your typical selfies and normal life updates, there was one post that stood out. The final post she ever made. This photo was posted without context on May 20th, 2011, a day that just so happened to be the very last time.
Why would she post this?
That the vast majority of Angeline's friends and family members had heard from her. And when looking into the context of this image, her disappearance only becomes more concerning.
Why would she post this?
That night, Angeline had been drinking with her fiancé Robert Calden.
Oh god damn it, you fucking sick bastard. Why did you do this?
Downtown Vancouver.
Well, I don't know if I'm just like already fucking trying to cuss him out, even though I don't know the full story, but still, like, I feel like he did some weird shit. That's why she's not here with us today. Rest in peace.
And while the two were waiting to catch a ferry back home, something had sparked an argument, which eventually led to a full-on physical altercation. This fight caused such a stir that eventually police would arrive on the scene, where they noted that Angeline's lip had been busted, leading to them placing Robert under arrest. Though in the end, no charges would ever be filed, as Angeline refused to give officers a statement and instead insisted on just going home, which led to the whole thing seemingly being dropped. It was directly after this that Angeline would post this photo to her Facebook account, without any sort of context, before proceeding to disappear into thin air. Her motivation for doing this isn't 100% known, but one could assume that she was trying to make a record of this attack, perhaps in case some.
But she's trying to, like, did he get angry at the fact that she posted it, and he's like, how dare you post me like that, and then like post me doing that to you, and then just get
thing were to happen to her.
Extremely angry.
The timing of this is more than a little suspicious, and paints a horrifying picture of the potential fate of Angeline. That she had been murdered by Robert Calden as a result of their fight on the 20th of May.
Yeah.
It's a case that seems as straightforward as it is disturbing. But that's only on the
1982?
surface, as there was another factor at play here, as when the police stopped this couple from fighting.
Wait, when the fuck was Facebook made? Hold on, I gotta hold on real quick. "2004." I fucking said 1982. Was that like with the circus? How far that was born, or?
on that fateful night, Robert wasn't the only one facing jail time.
Oh,
Angeline was no stranger to abuse. She had a long history of it herself, with her ex-boyfriend claiming to have suffered dozens of black eye
probably got 40 black eyes over those years. Once she has 5 or 6 drinks, she had no control. You got your ass beat so bad over those years. Like, I'm not making fun of it. I'm not trying to make fun of it. But I'm just saying, like, 40 black eyes though. Nigga, I would have stopped that motherfucking one. Hell no. I'm not saying I'm gonna hit her. I'm just saying that I'm probably gonna I'm gonna escort the vicinity. But 40 times? Unless it's some Stockholm syndrome shit and like you don't know. But like other than that, 40 fucking times? I'm not getting I'm nigga, one and done. I promise you. It's one and done or 0 or none. I promise you.
eyes throughout their relationship, which had ended years prior.
I thought I heard something.
This violent behavior often stemmed from her trouble with alcohol, and Robert was clearly one and the same, with the two forming an extremely toxic relationship that often ended in one or both of them getting hurt. It was all too normalized for the pair, which was highlighted by one of Angeline's final texts, where she wrote, "Gee, my lip hurts. I hate him so much that I love him." Now I do want to make it clear that this is in no way
That's Stockholm syndrome shit. Also, I'll be right back. I gotta check the clothes. I am sorry, guys. It totally did not take over 50. God damn, that shit says 52 minutes right now. Holy shit. But let's get into it.
meant to come across as victim blaming, but this is vital information for this case, as Angeline's history with violence had landed her in prison numerous times, most recently in 2009 when she was arrested for getting into a massive bar fight.
Oh.
This arrest in particular is noteworthy, as it carried with it multiple conditions.
So she was really aggressive back in the day.
One of which was that Angeline was given a 9 p.m. curfew, and the other was that she was not allowed to drink, with both of these conditions being broken on the night of May 20th, when police intervened in her and Robert's fight. This meant that Angeline was now likely going to be reincarcerated, and sure enough, that same night, officers arrived at her home to question her on the matter, but she failed to answer the door, which led to a warrant being made for her arrest 5 days later on May 25th. That day, a squad car pulled up to Angeline's apartment to bring her into custody.
But she wasn't
When
there.
police entered the home, they would only find Robert, who just so happened to be on the phone with her. And officers claimed to have spoken with Angeline during that phone call, where they advised her to turn herself in, though she claimed that she was no longer in the area, and eventually hung up the phone. This would be the last time that officers would speak to Angeline Pete, and seemingly according to Robert, she returned home and left the very next day on the 26th, and never came back. This whole revelation muddies the water in this case, and provides us with our second theory, that Angeline Pete had run away to avoid reincarceration. But there's something unusual to me about this phone call with police.
Oh.
Now, there's hardly any information about this case online, but from all the articles that I've read, it seems that no one in Angeline's life had heard from her after this photo was taken, with the exception of Robert. And when police spoke with her, it was only over the phone. They too hadn't laid eyes on her since the night of May 20th, prompting some to wonder if Robert had arranged for some sort of decoy to make this phone call. Though, however it happened, since that phone call, there has been no activity on any of Angeline's online accounts, and she has never deposited or spent a single cent from her bank account.
So she must have changed her name, changed her identity, and like dead ass left wherever the fuck she was probably, or she probably got kidnapped or something like that. But still, that hey, if she did it, oh shit, if she didn't get kidnapped, if she didn't get kidnapped though, and she actually was on a run, nigga, that it's probably been like how long? Probably 5 years, 6 years, maybe. Nigga, she's probably living the best life. She probably doesn't even go by her name anymore. She probably goes by something else.
Essentially invisible. That was 15 years ago,
15
and today we still have no concrete answer.
Yeah, she living her best life. Just give up. Give up, my
as to
nigga.
what happened to Angeline Pete, with some taking this as a sign that something sinister had in fact happened.
I don't think
something
something
How can you
sinister
go
happened.
that long without leaving a trail, and without at least trying to come back? especially in Angeline's case, as she was.
I mean, you gotta think about it though. Why would you want to come back to going to jail though? No one wants to go to jail, so you never know. So she maybe she has. I hope she didn't, but like, but still though, like if she didn't want to go back to jail, like low key, she finessed that shit. Like low key, she does not need to go. All she has to do is not come back to that town. She's good.
Was a mother.
Oh wait, she was a mother? What?
Especially in Angeline's case, as she was a mother.
Oh, okay, never mind. She's a piece of shit. If she did do that, I'm not saying she did, but I'm saying if she did, she's a piece of shit.
Angeline had a 7-year-old son who was by far the most important thing in her life. At the time she went missing, this child was staying with her father, Angeline's former partner, but she still played an incredibly active role in his life, and she wanted to be as involved as she possibly could be. And yet, after 15 years, she's made no attempts to try and reach out to him. Again, people have taken this as a sign that Angeline has perhaps been killed. And it isn't just Robert who they think might have done this, as some believe that she may have been killed by someone that neither they nor Angeline even knew. As I mentioned previously, Angeline had a habit of hitchhiking, and she was known to do so in a way that was overtly dangerous. And interestingly, there were some unconfirmed sightings of Angeline after she went missing, with some reportedly seeing her in Port Hardy and Grand Perrier, areas that she would have had to catch a ride to. Now again, these are totally unconfirmed sightings, but what's so chilling about this is that if she had been hitchhiking through those areas, then she likely would have found herself doing so along Highway 16, which is now known as the Highway of Tears.
Why?
Without getting too deep into this stretch of road is notorious for its disproportionately high number of women who have gone missing on it, and especially Indigenous women, with Aboriginal organizations claiming that as many as 40 Indigenous women have been killed or kidnapped while on this stretch of road.
Why?
And coincidentally, Angeline was an Indigenous woman herself, who may have found herself hitchhiking on that very road. Angeline's disappearance is one of those cases that you can convince yourself that every theory is right.
Okay, so it was really big because she deadass is on the billboard. Where is she at?
Now, there's just no way to know what truly happened to her. And while this is an internet mystery for us, for Angeline's family, this couldn't be more real. Many of them are suspicious about Robert and believe that police didn't do a good enough job investigating him, as he was never even considered a suspect. But they also hold on hope that Angeline is still alive and out there somewhere, and they'll often hold events and vigils to keep her name in the spotlight, and to assure she knows that she can always come back home. And it's this hope that has fueled her son since she disappeared, as all throughout his childhood he played hockey as a way of helping to find her, with one family member saying, "That's why he wants to play hockey. So if he gets famous, his mom will find him."
That is so heartbroken. Oh my god. Wait, what? But it's been 15 years though. So does that mean the son, how old is the son now as we speak? Because that's insane. Oh no, that's so sad. But comment down below if y'all want more of this content. Of course, you know, I had to get back into the groove of reactions and gaming because, you know, summertime. And I gotta get in my bag. So yeah. And also, I mean, what I mean by getting my bag is like, as in like getting more consistent as ever, because I'm out of high school, I got more time on my hands, and I also don't want to, you know, just be cooped in the house doing nothing, especially summertime too. So like, I still want to enjoy myself, of course, get out this room, and like, you know, gotta get a job. You know, people are scared of that word, but still. But yeah, it's grind, it's eating time. So like, I hope y'all are here with me, and like, you know, just trying to like, you know, I just hope y'all are hearing me. I know, I hope, you know, I just hope that you're here for me. Like, you know, I hope y'all like the video and content I'll be pulling out. You know, just new. Hopefully, I get a new groove in the editing too, like the editing stuff, and like, you know, probably surprise y'all. Like, oh, I never seen this edit before. This is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm here to stay, and yeah, let's get into it. So see y'all in the future. Peace.